The House resumed the consideration of the bill for allowing compensation to Commodore Barney's officers and men for the loss of their clothing, and Mr. Peasaws, of Virginia, took occasion to read the following letter he had received from Commodore Barney since this subject was last under consideration. Baxremans, the 30th of October, 1814, St. It was not until this morning that I saw a short sketch of the debate on the Flotilla bill. I was much surprised at what was said on that occasion. 3. For it is well known when orders were given to blow up the flotilla, that the enemy were firing upon them from 40 barges with cannon and rockets, and had landed a body of marines at Pig Point, within a mile of the flotilla. Orders from the Secretary of the Navy to me were, to keep the flotilla above the enemy, and if they attempted to march for Washington, to land my men, leaving sufficient to destroy the flotilla if attacked. On Sunday 2st of August, finding the enemy on the road to the Woodyard, direct for Washington, landed upwards of 400 men, leaving only 8 men in each barge to take cargo of them or destroy them as the case might be, but by no means to suffer them to fall into the hands of the enemy. Most of the baggage and all the bedding of the men which were landed was left on board, not wishing to encumber my men with much baggage. On Monday morning the 22d, we joined the army at the Woodyard, where I found the Marine Corps and 5 pieces of heavy artillery, which the Secretary of the Navy had had the precaution to send forward from Washington and place under my command. I need not relate our services afterwards, but when the flotilla was blown up, we, and not the enemy, were a day's march from it, of course could not save our baggage. So far from being able to get farther up the river as was needed, the vessels were aground and blown up in that situation, and as to having time to save the baggage, so contrary is the truth, that several of the men were taken prisoners in the act of destroying the flotilla, until remain so. Much more might be said on this subject, but the winter coming on imperiously calls for some assistance to these unfortunate men. Of the honor to be, and C. Joshua Barney.